Hi everyone. I thought I would do a little show and tell for today's video. I create in my studio every day and I don't film everything that I do. So I just thought I would show you a few pieces and projects that I have completed when you weren't here. So this is a series of panels that I did recently. I found them actually in my stash. I used to make purses when I had a fiber art business, and these were purse bottoms. So if you ever run across purse bottoms on sale, grab some because they're great for mixed media. But I started these with napkins, and I just put the napkins down as my background base. And then I built little collages at the bottom of each one with similar papers. Similar in color. Each one has a number on it. Each one has one of these little translucent definitions. Some of the same paper, book pages. So I built those next. Then I stamped with the same stamp but in different places on each one using the same color archival ink. I think it's sepia. And then I chose a Tim Holtz paper doll for each one and placed them so they look like they're actually standing or sitting. And I added a vintage key on each one, and then I just went around the edge of each one with that same sepia ink. So it's a fairly simple process, but I think they turned out really cute. I will put hangers on the back of them, and they will be available on my website if you are interested. I think I will sell them as a set. I think they need to be together. So that is project number one. This is one of my assemblages that I had so much fun with. This is a Tim Holtz vignette box, I believe, that I covered with book paper, just pieces of dictionary page, and then went over it with a watered down acrylic paint. And then I just went to town finding cool things to glue inside, and then put a piece of plexiglass on the top and just put some little doodads in the corners, some little hardware pieces. But there's vintage game pieces, there's some little pieces of ephemera, some paper dolls, some little bottles, and a little paperweight with a doll face inside of it. There's some bottles up here that actually came from one of those food services, you know, where they send you the ingredients and you make your dinner. I think there were vinegars or something in there. There's a little gauge there that I found in some of my dad's old things. A light bulb, a key. So, yeah. Oh, and then on the top I put an old spring. So this, I do these, you know, fairly often, maybe one a month, usually in frames or boxes. I have just a big drawer full of junk that I can use, so this is one of my favorites. This is a 2-page spread that I did in my Dilutions art journal. I think there's probably 20 layers on here. but I just sometimes just go to my journal to practice and experiment. And I was practicing an acrylic and alcohol technique, and that turned out pretty good, but it was like, okay, so now what do I do on top of it? And it just kind of took on a life of its own, and it ended up with texture paste on it. There's a stencil under here. I did some paint scraping. I made drips. I used a Neocolor crayon and Stabilo. Just laid down my tape roll and made some circles with the Neocolor and smeared those a little bit, and then I did some negative painting around those to bring them forward and leave the pattern inside. Some bubble wrap over here. So it was fun. It took a really, really long time. There are lots and lots of layers that you don't even see. Oh, it started out, the whole thing was covered with pieces of book text because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I thought, well, I'll just start there. But you can't, I think you can see some edges here and there, but you don't know that. I know it's under there. There's an edge there. But sometimes it's just fun to play and experiment, and if something doesn't work, you just go right over top of it with something else until it does work. So I'm not super crazy about the color scheme. I used 2 different kind of yellow oranges. I used like a midnight blue and a medium greenish, and then at some point I made a lighter green. Oh yeah, I sprayed too with Dylusion ink spray, but most of that is gone. So there's lots on here. This page is really thick because it was thick from this one on the other side to begin with. So I just thought I would share with you a little bit of show and tell. And if you enjoyed this look at some finished projects, give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel. I do videos 2 or 3 times a week and Fast Fun Fridays every Friday. And in the meantime, go make some art. Bye.